Good morning, this is Captain V, Kingdom 536. This video is going to be showing you how to achieve getting to floor 10 or past floor 10 and the crystal mine. If you notice at the top, if you don't know what the crystal mines are, that is it in your building or inside your city of your castle. What I'm going to do is show you my way to work on getting up there. One thing I will advise you is that when dealing with getting the crystal mine, your buffs in your crystal mine and your power in your crystal mine is the same as in your city. So if you have not watched the power video that I have made, I'd advise you to go ahead and do that. In order to get up to floor 10 or floor 11 in the Magic Spire, your buffs need to be a minimum in the low 300 percentile. The reason why I say that is because you have to be strong enough to take a hit and you have to be strong enough to give a hit in order for this to work. So I will go into the mine right now, the Magic Spire, and as you noticed, I have already been to level 11 or floor 11. Current floor I'm at now is 4, but I'm going to go ahead and reset it and show you the process of getting up there to floor 10 or 11. So I will go ahead and reset since I'm at floor 4, level 3, and show you the differences and what perks to buy to be able to get you there. So first you'll want to enter. It'll ask me if I want to teleport back. No, I don't, because I'm going to start from scratch to be able to show y'all. Make sure that your equipment is set, as you notice mine is, and once you have your attack equipment on, then you'll be okay to go ahead and go. Like I've told you, that all your stats and your buffs and so forth for the Magic Spire is the same as attacking or defending out in the kingdom. So I'm going to go ahead and attack this first one. You'll see I have 124,700 troops to send. Now, yes, they're all level 1s, but that doesn't matter. It's all your perks, your buffs, and so forth. So I'm going to go ahead and have it march. I'm going to go ahead and hit the X up here at the top to go ahead and skim through that. Okay, as you notice from your battle report, I have a victory. If you scroll down, you'll see all of your dragon talents are there, and you'll see all your regular heroes are there as well. If you continue to scroll down more, you will see that on all your boost details, it is all the same as your regular hits with attack and so forth, all your buffs. That's pretty much what you're going to concentrate on to be able to get to floor 10. So sorry to say, but if you are a stronghold level 16, a stronghold level 17, a stronghold level 18, or a stronghold level 19, you most likely are not going to be able to get to floor 10 or higher in the crystal mines. I've done it with my secondary account, which is a stronghold level 20, but it is not completely maxed out in buffs. And I still, right now, cannot hit floor 10 or higher in my secondary account. As you look through the buffs, you'll see that a lot of your my bigger hit ones, like my bowman attack and bowman health, cavalry attack, defense, health, and so forth, they're all upper 200s, low 300s. So that's about where you want to aim for. My bowman defense is plus 428% because of my King Arthur Soul hero that I have. Looking down, you'll see the infantry damage received, the army damage received, cavalry damage received, and so forth. All that is explained in the power video that I did prior to this one, so go ahead and watch that one first, but I will go ahead and proceed and carry on with this one. After you get your battle results, then go ahead and exit out of that. When you exit out of that, you'll notice you will have guardian benefits. Your guardian benefits range between a lot of different things. What I will tell you is, looking up here on the upper left hand corner, you'll see this percentage right here. On that percentage, after me hitting floor 1, is 99.99% of my troops left after that first hit. What I will advise you, going back into buying your buffs or buying your benefits, you will notice that you have a restore march capacity by 20%. I would save that until your upper bar that shows your percentage up here is, I'd probably say 75% or less. Even though it only gives you 20% back, I would still only save it till you are 75% or less. Now, as you notice, the first few floors I'm going to go through, my percentage at the top is going to drop very small. But that's because of my buffs, that's because of my power, my equipment, my dragon, and so forth. So I'm going to go ahead and proceed and show you the way that I do it to be able to get to floor 10. Now you figure when you go to floor 10, you will have bought 9 benefits. So what I use is the troop health, the troop defense, the troop attack. I will save those for last because as you proceed through the Magic Spire, these little percentages that you see, this one saying 5%, this one saying 5%, and this one saying 5%, will actually increase as you proceed to go higher. The only one that really stays the same that I have noticed is going to be your restore march capacity by 20%. All the other ones will increase as you go higher. A lot of people have asked me, well, which benefits do I buy at which floor and so forth. I will show you what works for me. It honestly, just like any other game, you have to figure out your own strategy. If you also notice, your mana amounts will change. Right now, these say 100. Up here, I have 350. You gain mana each floor that you accomplish, but the amounts will also increase. The one that does not increase is the one for your restore march capacity. That one doesn't increase because the percentage does not increase, at least not up to floor 11. I will proceed to go through and you'll see what it is I use. You will come across some floors where you won't have enough mana, and that's mana here, all the purple flame. You will not have enough mana to be able to buy everything. So what I have done is I will start by skipping buying any mana or any benefits with mana for the first couple of floors, because as you notice on this one, I have 350 right now. But like I said, as you increase the floors, all your amounts will increase. You'll see some go to 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 750, 650, and so forth. So I will show you all these step by step as we go and continue through the floor. So I'm not going to buy any for floor 1 because I know I can manage floor 1, floor 2, floor 3, floor 4, and floor 5 without buying anything. But that also will end up messing you up later on down as you go. Now, as you proceed, if you want to see, hey, what kind of benefits do I have? You can hit check benefits, and all your benefits that you have will be here. You'll see them as you buy them. So there's floor 1. So I'm going to go ahead and go to floor 2. Floor 2, I hit the attack button. And then as you notice, I still have T1s. And then I don't have 124,700 anymore because that 1% has dropped from the first one. So I'm going to go ahead and attack this one, hit the X up there to go ahead and fly by it. Now as you notice, I got an additional 350 mana for being able to do this. Check down your stats. Your stats, you'll still see they're all plus. If you're curious as to if your stats are going to win or not, check the right hand side. As you notice, there's still a significant increase between mine and theirs. So you can watch on those two. So you know where to put banners, you know what equipment to have, you know what heroes to assign, and so forth. As you progress, these percentages will stay the same. So we'll just do that. But these percentages will always increase. So like I said, normally for the first couple, I don't do anything. I don't buy any benefits. So I'm going to go from there. after I attacked floor 1, you saw I had 350 mana. Now I have 700, but also as you notice, now the percentages are higher, and so is the cost. So instead of being 5% attack percentages and defense percentages and so forth, now they're 10. But instead of the mana costing 100, now it's going to cost you 200. So that's why I don't buy any benefits the first couple of floors. And then also, as you notice, looking up here, I went from 99.99 to now I'm 99.96 after attacking the second floor monster. So I'm going to go ahead and proceed up to the next floor, and I'm going to attack that little booger. So I go ahead and hit March. Well, and then as you notice too, something that I wanted to point out is now I'm attacking with T3 troops instead of T1s. So the game automatically does that for you. My recommendation to you is not to drop any of these numbers. I don't think you can anyways. So don't worry about those. Just go ahead and it automatically does it for you. So then go ahead and proceed. So with being floor 3, I'm going to go ahead and hit this one again without any benefits. Okay, hit the X on the top. Bam, one again. Got an additional 350 mana. Scrolling down, instead of these percentages being plus 5%, now as you notice, they are plus 15%. But if you look over here, like I said, my benefits haven't changed, nor will yours. So by scrolling, you'll see you're still in good shape. Now, being that floor 3, I will go ahead and buy. Now I have 1,050 mana. The one that never changes is March capacity 20%, 300 mana. But then now you have 15%, and it costs you 300 mana. If you scroll down to your other stuff, as far as bowman damage received, minus 6%, cavalry damage received, and so forth, all 6%. Infantry damage, bowman damage, cavalry damage, and so forth. So now that I hit floor 3, I will go ahead and start buying my benefits. So what I will do is I have a strategy on which ones I buy. So right now, with have defeated floor 3, that means I'm going to have 6 more floors to defeat. So looking at all these, I will tell you right now that one of them will be troop health. Another one will be troop attack I'll use. The other one will be troop defense. One for sure that I will use is going to be this one, but that won't come until I think about floor 8 or floor 9. And then you also have your infantry health, infantry attack, infantry defense, and so forth. So what I do is distinguish which ones I want. Your health is allowing your players to survive more. Your infantry or your defense means you'll be able to take a bigger hit. Your attacks are able to give a bigger hit. So your health is for the longevity, your defense is to be able to receive a bigger hit, and your attack is to give a bigger hit. And that's pretty much how to distinguish your health, attack, and defense if you didn't know. So the first one I will buy will be the infantry defense. And the reason why I'm doing defense is because the way that this game is set up, and this particular Magic Spire, is you're attacking this monster on the floor, but as you get bigger, the monsters will hit harder. So I want to be able to take a bigger hit instead of giving a bigger hit, because your benefits are to help you out. So if your buffs are already good for attack, then you definitely want to make sure that you have a good, strong defense. So I bought the one for 300, and that gave me an infantry defense plus 15%. And if you notice up here, I have 750 mana. And if you can see in the shadows, I'm at 99.92%. And that's after hitting floor 3. So going from there, I will go up to floor 4. Also, I will show you now that I did buy one. By clicking down here, you'll see check your benefits. Now you'll start seeing what benefits you have. So that's the one I already have. So floor 4, I'll go ahead and attack him. And also, if you did not know, you can only buy one benefit per floor. So per successful attack against the Magic Spire floor monsters, you can only buy one benefit. So make sure to choose wisely. As you notice, I went to having the infantry defense first. Like I said, I'm concentrating on infantry defense first, and it's defense only for that particular type of troop, being infantry. So I'm going to go ahead and attack this one. Go ahead and skip the fight. Okay, you'll see I got an additional 350% mana. And their buffs have increased to 36%. Some of them are a little bit different down here at the bottom. Still not too worried about those. So now that I have that, I'm going to go ahead and do cavalry defense. Now the cavalry defense is 20% and it uses 400 mana, and I have 1100 mana, and up here I'm still at 99.81%. So I'm going to go ahead and choose cavalry defense, so therefore I can take a harder hit as I proceed through the different floors. So I'm going to go up, and now I'm at floor 5. I go to attack the floor 5. And bam. So I'll skip the battle. Okay. Got an additional 350 mana. Up here, I'm still at 99.57% troops. And that's because of my buffs, equipment, and so forth. So the first one, I bought infantry defense. The second one, I bought cavalry defense. And then I'm going to buy the third one for bowman defense. So now all my troops have a higher percentage of defense. If I go down to check my benefits, I have infantry defense 15%, cavalry defense plus 20%, and bowman defense plus 25%. The reason why I choose bowman to have the higher one is because your bowmen are a ranged attack. The further out they are, then the less likely they are to take the brute of the force. But then you would ask me, well, why choose bowman defense to have a higher defense than the infantry defense? The reason being is, if you look at logical sense of military strategy, if you put all your defense into your front lines and your front lines get attacked and get brutally beat, well, then you have a weak secondary defense that can get knocked out that much sooner. So I try to put my power into the back end of it than to the front of it. But like I said, that's just my way of doing it. You'll see as I proceed, I'll get to floor 11. There's not going to be a problem with me getting to floor 11. This way works. If you find something that works better for you, by all means, go ahead. Most people are going into the Magic Spire for the crystals, and for the crystals to be able to use to be able to buy resources. So all in all, I would say with me showing you what works, go with what works. If all you're worried about is being able to unlock the resources to be able to buy. If you're really trying to get into the Magic Spire to see how high you can go, how far you can go, and everything else, well, I'll tell you right now that you're going to be playing with the big boys, because if you want to go gather at a level 8, 9, or 10, level 8, 9, or 10 crystal mine, people up there are 250,000 power, 300, 400, 500 million power, and even higher than that, 6, 7, 800 million power. So if you're trying to strategically place your benefits in doing the Magic Spire based on the level you're going to gather, well, you're going to have to get better equipment, you're going to have to upgrade your strongholds, you're going to have to put a crap load of banners into your buffs to be able to go play with the big boys and girls. But like I said, if you're just trying to get to level 10 to unlock the other silver and the other iron and so forth, and be able to gather at level 1, 2, and 3, this is what you're going to want to do. Oh, it looks like somebody else is leaving. Okay, have fun. Bye. See ya. Sayonara. But if you're just wanting to unlock floor 10 and 11 to be able to unlock the resources and be able to gather 1, 2, and 3 to be able to get that. The strategy I'm showing you is perfect for you. I'm not up there yet to play with the big boys, so for me, all I did was just concentrate on how to get there. And right now, I still gather at levels 2 and 3. But I can get 250,000 silver a day, and I can get 1,000,000 iron a day with this one account. So my benefits, I chose infantry defense first, cavalry defense second, and bowman defense third. I'll go ahead and open these up and you'll see what I'm doing. I am strategically trying to go diagonal with them, just to better be able to show you the way that I'm going with it. You don't have to go diagonal. If you want to choose cavalry defense first and then bowman defense second and infantry defense third, to change your percentages, by all means go ahead. Like I said, this is just how I get to floor 10 and 11. So I'll go ahead and proceed. So I'll go up to floor 6. Oh, look, this little bugger just got uglier. Actually looks a little cool, but still ugly, whatever. Still gonna blow him to the bottom of the lagoon anyways. So I'll go ahead and hit my attack button. You'll see that I'm still at 124,170 troops. So I'll go ahead and hit the march. And I'll smack the crap out of them. Bam! There you go. Have a good one. Alright, so I got 350 mana from that floor. As you scroll down, you'll see my buffs are still there. Their buffs are still 60%, and that was a really weak level 6. But it will get harder as you go. So now down to buying the benefits. As you notice, I'm 900% mana, and as you notice, a lot of these other ones are now 600 mana. I'm only gathering 350 mana per floor, so this is where it becomes tricky to be able to do. That's why I skip buying anything on floors 1, 2, and 3, because if you think about it, if I spent anything on floors 1, 2, and 3, right now the mana I would have up here would be a lot less, and I would not be able to buy any of these, but maybe this one. But that one I don't want to use yet, because if you notice up here, I'm still 99.16%. So I don't need to do any of that yet. So now that I got infantry defense, cavalry defense, and bowman defense, now we're going to play with the troop stuff. If you look, you'll notice troop defense, troop health, and troop attack. The troop stuff will cover all types. It will cover your bowman, your infantry, and your cavalry. So that's why I wanted to save those for last, because now all of my troops, when I buy it, will get that buff. Let me go ahead and get the other circles out. So now with these that I buy, all my troops will be able to get these buffs. Not just cavalry, not just bowmen, not just infantry. All of them will get it. So now what I'm going to do is, like I said, I want a stronger defense. But as you notice, this one says 30% right now for 600 mana. I'm not worried about that one right now. You'll see troop health and troop attack. First one I want to choose is going to be troop health. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, floor 6 benefit bought. Now, if you didn't see that already, I might have went too fast. I only have 300 mana left. Now this is where it gets a little tricky, because the next floor is only going to give me 350 mana. But if you notice by looking already, most of these are 600, which means the next floor, they're going to be higher. And being higher, you might have to skip another floor. But I'm going to go ahead and go up to 7. He's still an ugly little bastard. But I'm going to go ahead and attack him too. And as you noticed, up there at the top, my percentage dropped down to 98.6. There's my 350 mana that I earned. Now he's starting to get into 63% and starting to get higher over there to the right side. As you notice, these percentages are starting to get higher, but I'm still okay for now. You can scroll through your whole report. As you notice, the only one that I am slacking right here is infantry versus cavalry damage reduction. Most of mine are still green, except for that one, so I'm still in good standings. If you also notice over here, Merlin is watching out for you. Thanks to his magic, 80% of lost troops have been restored. But I'm still at 98.6, if you look up here, so for me, I'm still in good standing. And that was floor 7 that I just defeated. Now, I have 650 mana right now. So, as you notice, all these other ones, I can't buy yet. And that's perfectly fine. Once you have the stats to where I'm at, once you have the buffs where I'm at, you don't have to flip out like, oh, how am I going to make it to the next one? Well, like I said, if you notice, I'm still at 98.6%. So for me, I'm not worried about not being able to buy anything on this floor. So I'm going to go ahead and proceed to floor 8. So once I click on floor 8, I'll go ahead and hit the marches. And as you notice, your troop tiers get higher the higher level you go. But I'm still serving up 122,957 troops. So I will go ahead and hit the march. Go ahead and speed past that. Bam. All right, smacked him too. So now I'm going further. Okay, this time I only lost 2,062 troops, but Merlin restores them. Thankfully for Merlin, we're good to go. If you notice over here, my percentages are in the 83% for those specific monsters. So that's what they're dishing out. But looking at my buffs, I'm still higher than that, so I'm not worried about it. And the other one I still have that does not match theirs is infantry versus cavalry damage reduction, which I'm not worried about. So once I do that, ta-da, now I'm able to buy something because now I have 1,000 mana and these are 800. So now I'm good to go. And if you notice looking at the top, so far, I am still at 97.28%. So I have literally only lost, what is that, 2.72% of my troops. And I have not had to yet buy this, but I will. I will in the next floor or two. Because like I said, they get harder as you go. So now that I have that one, and this one being 300, the next battle, I am guaranteed to be able to restore my march capacity. So I do not want to use that one yet. You're watching and waiting for your march capacity or your big number up here to be 75% or less to be able to do that. So for me, I already did floor health. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do troop defense next. Because it wasn't 30%, as you notice from the health. Let me get back to that. Okay, so the other one I did was troop health for 30%. But I'm not worried about the 30% because now I can buy a troop defense 40%. Like I said, defense allows you to take a bigger hit. So that's going to be the one I'm going to buy next. So there's my troop defense. Bam. Okay, so now I'm left with 200% mana. Once I win the next battle, I get 350% mana, which will give me 550 mana. So now that that benefit is bought, I'm going to go ahead and X out of there. Now I'm making it to floor 9. So I go ahead and hit that. Sending T8s now. Go ahead and skim past this. Bam. Okay, so I got him. So right now, I own 550 mana. All these are 900, and I can't do anything with those currently. So, being that, if I need be after the next one, then I can buy this one, which will help me out. If you look up here to the top, you'll also see that so far, I'm down to 92.39%. And I just got done attacking floor 9. Actually, what floor is that? Yeah, I just got done attacking floor 9. And I'm at 92.39% troops, which is good. So for me, I haven't really had to do anything yet so far to be able to get to this point. Now, if I want, I can either buy the march capacity, which I don't need because I'm still at 92.39%, and to me, that would be a waste for 7.61%. So I'm going to go ahead and proceed. Now I made it to floor 10. You see the way that I did with the buffs, or the benefits I should say. So now I've made it to floor 10 without a problem. So Once you make it to floor 10, all you have to do is beat him. Once you beat him, then you'll unlock everything else that you have in your Spire loot for resources and everything. So far, you see how I made it to 10. There's 2 times I was not able to buy the mana, but the first 2 levels, as you notice, I deliberately chose not to buy anything to save that mana because you will need it as you progress. So I will go ahead and hit him, and now I have 115,212 troops. So now, if you notice on the upper left hand corner, I'm at 82%. I got 350 mana, and then up here, I'm 82.01%, which is a good thing. Going to the benefits section of this now, I am 900 mana, but everything else is still 1,000. So now it comes up to you on what you want to do. So with me having 900% mana, I could buy this and restore my march capacity to 100% for the next hit. If I do that, then that drops me down to 600 mana. Now, all these being 1,000 on this floor, if I use my mana for march capacity boost, being this one here, if I use 300% mana right now, being that I'm at 82%, then I will not have enough to buy a benefit the next floor. But this is floor 10 benefits. So what I could say is choose wisely. If there's something else you want and so forth, you can go from there. The only thing I can buy currently at this moment in time is restore march capacity by 20%. I can do that, make sure my next hit's stronger, or I can gamble it and see what the next floor is going to be, so therefore I can get the floor 11. As you notice, looking down here also, you have troop attack plus 50% waiting right now that I can buy. So that being 1,000 mana, if I choose not to do anything on this floor, then that will give me more for the next one. But in theory of what we're doing and me talking to y'all about making floor 10, I'm going to go ahead and use the restore march capacity because I'm trying to help y'all get to floor 10 to be able to unlock your resources. So now, as you notice, I'm back to 100%. So that helps me with having more troops. So there's floor 10. I beat floor 10. Now I'm at floor 11. And these bastards are starting to look a lot uglier. So that right there is the walkthrough on how to get to floor 10 and to get past floor 10 to be able to unlock your Spire loot, to see what you unlocked. So up here, you can click redeem. And once you get to that point of where I just walked you through, now you have everything unlocked. And as you get everything unlocked, you'll go through and see how many banners you can buy, how many iron, how many silver, Lord XP, noble badges. And here's everyone's favorite that everyone's worrying about is rare material chest fragments and sealed Deathseeker scroll fragments. One thing I will tell you about both of these, being this one and this one, is you get 5 of these a day, and on here, because I already used them, you get 8 a day. So 8 and 5. So you need 100 of each to be able to make one. So you need 100 fragments to be able to get a stone or rare material, and you need 100 of these to be able to forge one of those. But in order to get your Deathseeker, you will need these here. Also, same thing with Warmonger and a couple of the other specialized gear that you can get. So right now I'm at floor 11. I use my March capacity boost. There I am at floor 11. I'm going to go ahead and finish this off, see how high I can get. And I mean, I've already made it to this point, as you noticed from before I started this. So this will be my first time going past floor 11. So I'm going to see how high up I can get. And then let's see, I'll go ahead and attack him. And right now I'm currently at 100%, but it ain't going to be nowhere near that. Okay, so 81.06%. So I got the victory. I got 350 mana. If you notice looking down here, let's see where the buffs are at. Now I'm starting to get reds. So my troop attack is red. My infantry attack is red. My cavalry attack is red. As you scroll down, you'll see I'm getting a couple more reds. But so far, I've made it to the point to where now I am okay with getting all my Spire loot and going further. But all your other benefits here are going to 55%, but also costing you 1100 mana, and I only have 950. So with me being at 81.06, I don't know if I'll be able to beat the next one or not, but here's floor 12. Let me go ahead and get a wing at it and see what happens. Most likely going to get a defeat, I think. Yep, got a defeat. The reason why I got the defeat is because now I lost majority of my troops. I lost more than half of them, and theirs, they only lost a very little bit. So when you lose more than they do, then you lose. As you notice, a lot of several more reds have popped up, but I mean, obviously with these right here, your bowman versus infantry, bowman versus cavalry, and so forth, you're not fighting another lord and their castle. So those buffs don't really partake into this as much, because you're pretty much fighting a monster. So the ones you really need to concentrate on are all these up here, for doing this. But I got the defeat. I'm at floor 12. Just to give y'all an idea why I don't recommend going up this high is because, like I told y'all, if you want to gather at level 11 crystal mines, you're going to be playing with some big hitters. Yeah, the gathering rate is awesome. 50,400 an hour. Gathering for 10 hours, you're going to get 500,000 crystals in a 10-hour time period. I mean, you could go in there, gather, go to sleep, wake up, and bam, you have 500,000 crystals, and then you could pretty much buy like half the stuff in the Spire loot, at once. But I'm going to show you why I do not recommend going in there. Yes, I made it to floor 10, but I'm not the biggest mother trucker out there. So for instance, if I click on this guy, let's see what he's got. He's at 90.3 million. He was lucky to get that one. Most people I see up here are a lot bigger. Yeah, here we go. So this gentleman right here, or this person right here, look at that. 249.2 million power. I can't touch that. There is no way in hell I can touch that. And if you look at their kills, they're only 141.4 million troops that they've killed. So something tells me they got some damn buffs. And gotta love the motto too, hit harder, right? So this is why I don't recommend coming and trying to gather up here, because you're going to be playing with some hard hitters. That is for sure. And being in here, most places, I'll get kicked out before I can gather for 10 minutes. This gentleman, or this person here, is 186.4 million power. Yeah, I can't touch that either. If you got your VIP activated, you can go to quick find mines. It'll distinguish your troops out. No unoccupied crystal mines, which means I have to go and fight. This was the guy that I think, let me see. Okay, this person's at 335.6 million power. Yeah, I definitely can't touch that either. But I'm going to go back to the one guy who wasn't really that big, 90.3 million. Just out of curiosity, I'm going to attack him and see what kind of buffs he has. He's 50 million more power than me, but let's see what he's got for buff-wise. Automatic defeat, I already knew that. 61 dragon level. Look at all those versus all mine. And he's only 50 million more power than me, so he's twice my power. But yeah, he's a lot of 4 stars and 5-star enhancements and so forth. So this is where it gets tricky. I'll be able to do that. He only lost 107 troops, and I lost all mine. But this being the game, it allows me to do that. So as you notice, his troop attack, troop defense, and troop health are 400%. His infantry defense, infantry health, cavalry, I mean, look at that. That's just monstrous. 1,000. Like, where do you come up with this? So yeah, I mean, for someone who's twice my power, yeah, he's definitely got some serious buffs. Definitely can't touch him. I don't think I got one green on him. Nope. Definitely don't have anything on him. But that's why I say it's going to be harder coming up here to play with the big boys. So once you get to 10 and you get your stuff unlocked, then you are ready to rock and roll in the Spire loot. So you'll go ahead and hit your settings button, click reset Spire. Because if you just click step out, you're going to be floating on that floor, not gathering. So you have to make sure for sure that you hit reset Spire. Once you hit reset Spire, then you'll go back to the beginning. When you go back to the beginning, you'll hit enter Spire. Now the highest floor I explored was 12. No, I'm not going to go back up the floor at 12, so I'm going to hit no. That's going to reset me and take me back down to floor 1. So now I'm going to do my strategy from the beginning and just go ahead and I'm going to skim through to floor 3. I have the buffs more or less to be able to gather at floor 3 without problems or complications. As you noticed right now, I just bought a benefit for floor 1, but that's because I'm only going to floor 3 now to gather. I'm not going up to 10. The strategy I showed you in the beginning is how to get to 10 to be able to unlock your Spire loot. But now that I've hit floor 10 and higher, now I'm going to actually gather crystals to be able to buy the stuff in there. So now I'm actually buying benefits, and I just go down the same line like I did before. I'll start with the top one, start working my way diagonally. So I bought that one. Now I'm going to buy this one, and then the next one, I'll buy the following one going in that diagonal line. As you notice, my percentage is still 99.94. I didn't lose that many. I don't really need to buy anything, you know, like attack or anything like that. I just work my way down and just go from there. So those are the 3 that I bought. Come up here. Now we're going crystal mine level 3s. I'm gathering 21,000 an hour. Yes, the 50,000 would be better, but it is what it is. Quick find mines, and it's going to put me into one automatically. Okay, so now I'm gathering there for 10 hours at 21,600 an hour. So now once you're gathering, you can hit the settings and step out. If you are gathering higher than level 1 or level 2 crystal mines, you cannot reset your Spire. You either have to be attacked out or you have to finish gathering. But that's the video on what I do to get to floor 10, and obviously you saw I made it to floor 12. So I hope this video definitely helped y'all out and got a better understanding of what to use, how to use it, and be able to work the combinations to get to floor 10 and higher to be able to unlock your Spire loot. Like I said, most of your stuff is going to work out the same way with power in your city for attacks. The same that you need to for the Spire. So if your buffs are 100%, 150% in your city currently, you're not going to make it to floor 10. Aim high, achieve high. If you got any questions, comments, concerns, go ahead and feel free to drop a line and let me know. I hope this worked out for y'all and hope it helped everyone. Yeah, if you got any other questions, just let me know. I hope you enjoyed. I'm sorry it's a little bit longer, but there was a lot of stuff in that you know I needed to kind of help to get everyone to understand and so forth. So for right now, this is Captain V signing out.